Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of The Conversation here on Lagos Television. I am Abimbola Bello.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us. I am Ajibola Ojeshola.
All right, you know how we do it Mondays through Fridays. We are here from 10 a.m. and we talk about everything and anything on this show. Of course, only Jibola and I will be on the show today. Jibola, nobody to sing Lonely at the Top for you.
At all.
Today. Right, Jibola and I will be here today just helping, the conversation to go on. Remember, we'll also be live the ongoing ministerial press briefing as part of activities commemorating their second term, the sixth year.
Yeah.
It's the sixth year.
The sixth year.
The second tenure of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. And of course, two ministries will be briefing today, and at the appropriate time, we'll link up with the outside broadcast team who will be beaming live from the Bagauda Kauthul Press Center there from Alausa. But quickly, let's take our news points for today. Ajibola, where do we start?
Before then, did it rain in your area yesterday?
Oh, yes, it did. It rained.
It was too windy for me.
It was, and I think that's one thing about the rain that we should expect to see more this time. And thankfully, I was already in Surulere when the wind started. But I think once approaching Ojuelegba Bridge, I kept telling the person who was driving with me that it's getting dark. I wanted to get home before this rain because I knew that it was going to be windy. And so when the wind started, I'm like, because it was really, really windy.
It was.
I understand some of our clients that should use the Blue Roof today, they actually destroyed a couple of their equipment. Because the ministry, of course, today will be,
Women
distributing.
Affairs.
Yes, I understand those guys had set up yesterday. So some of the equipment, their hair dryers, a couple of things, the wind, destroyed some of these things. So these are the attendant effects of climate change. We all must be ready. And of course, you know that whenever these things happen, especially if you have electricity supply, rest assured, they will pano.
So the rains are here finally.
But yes, the rains are here finally.
All right, I will go straight to our news point. Federal government set to pay 5 months wage award arrears to workers. The federal government has disclosed that it is set to pay the outstanding 5 months 35,000 naira wage award arrears to its workers. Director Press and Public Relations, Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Bawa Mokwa, in a statement issued in Abuja, explained that the federal government had earlier paid 5 months wage award to federal government workers in installments, adding that the outstanding arrears will be paid in installment of 35,000 naira per month for 5 months. President Bola Tinubu approved a new national minimum wage of 70,000 naira per month in July last year. However, the implementation for federal workers has been hampered by government funding constraints. But the OAGF has said the first installment of the outstanding wage award arrears will be paid after the April 2025 salary. The wage award arrears will not be paid with its April 2025 salary. It will come immediately after the salary is paid. The office reiterated the federal government resolve to fully implement all policies and agreements regarding staff remuneration and welfare to enhance productivity and efficiency. And that's the end of the story. So federal government is set to pay 5 months wage award arrears to federal workers. Where do we belong? Okay, we work with the state government.
But so here's my worry. Even though there's disparity, even when you work with the state government, you know that there are people who work in the mainstream, there are people who work in departments and parastatals, and sometimes you do not get your own minimum wage when others are getting their own minimum wage. But my worry is this. At the center, now this will be the second time the federal government will be paying the arrears. They had paid when the minimum wage issue first started, so this will be the second time. Some people have not even received one. And I do not also see anybody compelling anybody here to make sure that you get paid. I know some, even those at the mainstream here in Lagos, some arrears have been paid.
Yeah.
And some arrears are still pending. All animals indeed are not
And some have not even started receiving the new minimum wage at all. So when
you don't even have an idea of what the new minimum wage is.
So when the miracle will come is what we don't know. And we on this side, I don't know when our miracle will come. People kept saying joy is coming, joy is coming. When is joy going to come?
Joy is still coming. But really, I think it's unfair.
It is,
It's
and it
unfair
is not
because
encouraging.
everybody works. In fact, some people even work more hours than others, and yet there is still disparity.
Animal farm, that's what I call it.
All animal no equal at all at all. All right, kudos to the federal government indeed, and I'm sure that other states will also follow in that stead. All right, let's take the second story this morning. Tinubu Shetima received Oboroweri Okowa PDP members to APC in Delta. It was a carnival-like atmosphere on Monday in Asaba, the Delta state capital, as a massive crowd of Deltans gathered to witness Vice President Kashim Shettima formally receive Governor Sheriff Oboroweri and the entire Delta State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, into the All Progressives Congress. The cenotaph, venue of the event, was transformed into a sea of yellow, the signature color of Governor Oboroweri's political family. As party faithful turned out in their thousands, defying the scorching sun to dance and celebrate to music blaring from strategically positioned loudspeakers. The grand event attracted an array of dignitaries, including APC National Chairman Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, and Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma, 16 APC governors, members of the party's National Working Committee, federal lawmakers, and ministers. President Bola Tinubu, represented by Vice President Shettima, describes the political realignment as a tsunami of unimaginable proportions, praising Governor Oboroweri and immediate past governor, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, for their statesmanship and the unity displayed in leading the defection to the APC. Tinubu commended the cordial relationship between the two Delta leaders, expressing confidence that their move would strengthen the APC's dominance and foster greater political stability in the state and the nation at large. Basically, that's the thrust of the story there. And of course, like it was a crowd at that event yesterday, meaning that practically, you know, the structure of the PDP have somewhat be collapsed in Delta for the APC. But again, it is the marriage of convenience, and how much it will last, only time will tell. Only time will tell. That's a very big question. And, you know, there are so many parties involved. When you look at the composition of members of APC in Delta State, Omoagege is there, Festus Keyamo is there. And there are insinuations that Festus Keyamo is already eyeing 2031 for something. So that's why it's backing the current governor of the state, you know, encouraging him to come into APC so that he can as well also support him when his ambition is ripe enough for people to see. As it were, politics in Nigeria at the moment is a game of numbers. It's a game of interest. And it's a game of alignment. Where is ideology in all of this? You know, that, you see, I mentioned 3 things. I did not even venture near ideology. Where are the people? Because the kind of crowd that I saw there yesterday, the people were there in their thousands, in their numbers. So again, that's why sometimes when you say the people, I will ask the question, which people are we really talking about? The masses. Because it is the same people that will be there, that will... I don't know if it is right to say the same people that, for the majority of the people that were there yesterday, did they go empty-handed? So they would have either had lunch or breakfast or dinner or something. So the people are not even asking questions about ideology anymore. The people, what the people are particular about is where we go see our own chop. And so it's more or less like, okay, how much of the people can I sway to my side and give them some ridiculous amount and let us go? I just hope that we'll be sensible and reasonable enough not to trade our votes for stipend as we look forward to 2027. But if you like, collect noodles, collect bread, collect rice,
That's your dividend of democracy for the next 4 years. So you cannot question those people. They will do as they like.
Yeah, okay. Let's go to the X platform and see what is trending on that platform today. Although we talked about this sparingly yesterday, but it is still trending as of this morning, and that has to do with JAMB, with the issue of 6:30 a.m. getting to their examination, place of writing examination, even though JAMB is saying anybody that has proof
Evidence, yeah.
or evidence should come up. But on the X platform yesterday, some people actually came up with their slips, you know, and saying, let me read. So this particular one, April 24 by 6:30 a.m. is actually written on the slip, and this is in Imo State. You know, we have different. This is Nasarawa State. You have 6:30 a.m. as well.
On the slip?
Yes, on the slip that were shared on the X platform. You know, a couple of, and okay, so I've seen one from Nasarawa. The other one was from Imo State. This one also Imo State. And JAMB, you know, again, categorically said they did not ask them. So again, if they didn't tell them to get there at 6:30 a.m. or it was not written on their slips, why would they get there at that time? And JAMB also did say that they didn't post anybody outside of their state, of their comfort zone. So there are plenty questions really to be answered here. So 6:30 a.m., is it for proximity? Is it for you to get to the exam early enough and then maybe start the exam at 7, or at what time? Because JAMB also needs to clarify appropriately what exactly this is all about. But then it's too entangled.
Yeah,
It's too entangled.
I think that maybe when we have Professor Oloyede here, I will be able to throw more light on these particular accusations, because one of our colleagues this morning did say that one of our neighbors also wrote the JAMB exam, excuse me, and it was clearly stated on the slip that she must be at the center at 6:30. That is within Lagos.
Jibola.
So now imagine Nasarawa, Taraba, or Plateau State where there are insecurity. Why would you say people should get to their exam centers at 6:30?
So again, going back to the press release from JAMB, JAMB says JAMB is warning against misinformation, offers financial reward for proof of posting outside choosing examination town. So again here, I think what JAMB is even more particular about is not the time.
Okay.
They are more particular about posting out of their states.
Oh, okay.
And then they are saying that anyone who finds no fault in airlines requesting air travelers to arrive at the airport 2 hours before the departure time should find no fault in encouraging candidates to arrive at the CBT centers 90 minutes before commencement of examination for preliminary verification, meaning that if they get there at 6:30, the examination will be written at 9.
Okay.
Or at 8. But then 6:30.
We look forward to that day when Professor Oloyede will be here, so he'll be able to clear all allegations regarding the JAMB examination.
All right, so that's it on our hashtag for today. Quickly, before we wrap up this segment, this also came up yesterday. Did you perchance or by accident jump into that conversation about the fact that King Sunny Ade could have been kidnapped by his stepson, who is his manager?
Dio said he's not the manager, that he's only trying to help.
But then, so the young lady, Esther, who raised the alarm, said she hasn't been able to speak with them, KSA, and nobody knows where he is.
But Dio also said that Esther spoke with King Sunny Ade on the phone for 30 minutes, and at some point she was blabbing, and she had to take the phone from KSA. But Olawale Olale of this day put up a statement on the Facebook that he had used all the connections that he has to reach out to KSA, but yet it's not been reachable.
So where is KSA?
That's the big question. Where is King Sunny Ade? If you know where he is, please would like to know.
All right, I mean, a full-grown man cannot go missing at 89. So something definitely is going on.
So who is hiding what?
I don't know, and she's actually even calling on the police to help unravel this mystery. So we need to find KSO. Right, that's it on the opening segment of the program today. We will take a quick break. When we return, the conversation will continue and our guest will be joining us via Zoom. And on the program today, we're taking a look at the state of the Nigerian nation. Please join us again after this break.